Hello friends! A very warm welcome to my new YouTube channel, Home Fix Mechanics. In today's video, we're going to talk about a very common but troublesome problem related to the mixer grinder chutney jar. Many times, the coupler installed at the bottom of the jar breaks, or the cutting blade inside gets damaged, due to which the jar rotates but does not grind. Sometimes strange noises are heard, the jar starts leaking, or excessive load comes on the motor. In such situations, people think of buying a completely new jar, but if repaired in the correct way, this problem can be fixed at a low cost. In this video, I will show you step by step how to safely repair or replace the broken coupler and cutting blade, what important points need to be taken care of, and how to check the jar after repair. So let's start the video without wasting any time. Now friends, first of all, we will safely remove the broken coupler installed at the bottom of the chutney jar. First, take a thick cotton cloth and firmly hold the cutting blade present inside the jar so that your hand does not get injured and the blade does not rotate. This step is very important because the blade is sharp and carelessness can cause your hand to get cut. Now from the bottom side, properly fit the coupler spanner onto the coupler. Make sure that the spanner is fully in grip. After this, while firmly holding the blade with the cloth, slowly rotate the coupler spanner in the clockwise direction. Do not apply too much force suddenly. First, give a light jerk. As soon as the coupler loosens, it will start rotating easily. Within a few seconds, the broken coupler at the bottom will come out completely. In this way, without damaging the jar and without cutting your hand, we can safely remove the coupler. Now, friends, after removing the broken coupler from the bottom, you can see that there is a washer installed on the shaft. Depending on the requirement, the number of washers can also be more. After removing this washer, place the jar upright and take out the cotton cloth that we had kept inside to hold the blade. Now, by putting your hand inside the jar, gently lift the blade assembly upwards. It comes out easily without applying much force. After removing the blade assembly, you will see a bushing inside the jar. Here, one important thing needs to be understood. If there is any play in this bushing, meaning it has become loose, is making noise, or the shaft is not fitting properly, then in such a condition it becomes necessary to replace the bushing as well. But friends, in this case, the bushing is in completely good condition. There is no play in it, and it is smooth. Therefore, we will not replace the bushing here. We will only change the cutting blade assembly and the bottom coupler. Now, friends, on the table you can see that the chutney jar is kept separately, and beside it are these old parts. First, I am showing you this old cutting blade. You can clearly see that the blade is broken, due to which the jar was not able to grind properly. Along with this, here is the broken coupler from the bottom, which, due to being damaged, was not able to transfer the motor's power properly to the blade. This is the reason why, even though the mixer was running, the jar was not working. Now, friends, in place of these old parts, we are going to install a new cutting blade and a new coupler. Here is a completely new blade, which has a sharp edge and is also strong, and here is the new coupler, which will create proper grip with the motor. After removing the old damaged parts and installing new parts, the jar will run smoothly again, the noise will reduce, and the performance will become like before. Now, in the next step, we will start fitting the new cutting blade inside the jar. Now, friends, the next step is to separate the broken cutting blade from the old shaft. For this, hold the blade assembly properly and rotate the nut fitted on top slowly in the clockwise direction using a plier, because it has a reverse thread. Keep in mind that most chutney jars have reverse threads, but there are also some chutney jars in which this process may be opposite. As soon as it becomes slightly loose, the nut will come out easily and the cutting blade will separate from the shaft. Now, here you can clearly see this old shaft. On the upper part of the shaft, there is a square shape, and this square fits into the square hole made in the center of the cutting blade. If this square part of the shaft gets worn out or becomes round, then the blade does not rotate properly, and in such a condition, the old shaft has to be replaced. But friends, in this case, this shaft is in completely good condition. There is no wear on it, so we will not replace the shaft. We will only change the cutting blade. Now, friends, place the new cutting blade on top of the old shaft, match the square shape properly, and fit the nut from the top. With the help of a plier, tighten the nut back in the anti-clockwise direction and properly fix the blade. Make sure that the nut is neither too loose nor excessively tight. In this way, the new cutting blade gets properly fitted onto the old shaft. Now, friends, just like we removed the old blade assembly from the jar, in the same way we will now fit the new blade assembly back into the jar. But before that, please understand one very important thing. For lubrication at the bushing and shaft inside the jar, it is necessary to add only 2 to 3 drops of coconut oil. Keep in mind, friends, do not use any machine oil or grease at all here, because we grind food items in this jar. Therefore, only coconut oil is the safest and correct option. By the way, friends, I have already applied a little coconut oil to the bushing here. Now, slowly insert the new shaft and blade assembly into the jar from the top in the same way as the old one was removed, and let it sit properly at the bottom. Now, you can see that the new blade is slightly touching the bottom of the jar, which means the clearance is less. In such a situation, the blade should not be fitted directly. Therefore, we take this assembly out again and place a washer in between. After placing the washer, insert the blade assembly into the jar again. Now, friends, you can see that the blade is not touching the bottom of the jar, and when rotated by hand, it is rotating smoothly. This means the clearance is correct and the assembly has been fitted properly. In this way, the new blade assembly is correctly installed in the jar. In the next step, we will fit the new coupler at the bottom. Now, friends, the next step is to fit the new bottom coupler. For this, first, turn the jar upside down. Before fitting the coupler, understand one important piece of information. On the shaft, the smooth portion on the top, meaning where there is no threading, is where we need to place the washers. Keep the number of washers such that after fitting the coupler, it is neither too loose nor excessively tight. That means the up and down clearance should neither be too much nor too less. Only then will the blade rotate properly and there will be no pressure on the bushing. Now, after placing the washers, firmly hold the cutting blade from inside the jar with a cotton cloth so that the blade does not rotate and your hand remains safe. From the outside, place the new coupler onto the shaft and slowly rotate it in the anti-clockwise direction while fitting it into the thread. When the coupler gets a proper grip, then, with the help of a coupler spanner, that is, coupler panel, tighten it slightly. Keep in mind, friends, do not apply too much force here. Just tighten it enough so that the coupler fits firmly. Now you can see that the coupler has been fitted properly, and when you rotate the blade by hand from inside, it rotates smoothly, neither too tight nor too loose. In this way, the coupler is fitted with proper clearance, which increases the life of the jar and also keeps the performance better. So, friends, in this way, we have seen step by step how to properly repair and fit the cutting blade and bottom coupler of the chutney jar. I hope that this video has given you complete and correct information, and now you will be able to do this work safely and properly. If you found this video useful and informative, then please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and do not forget to share this video with your friends so that they can also benefit from it. Stay connected with our channel to watch more such technical and repair-related videos. Thank you, friends.